So we're gonna change that. Hey, you guys, what's going on tonight? We're on just a tad bit early, so let us know where you're on, and we're going to get started on time tonight. So good to see you guys as y'all are joining. See y'all kind of out there. I know y'all heard these songs in a while. This is the DeBarge. I don't even know what they're saying, y'all, but it sounds good. Let's see. We gotta get some English, so I know what they're saying. So I'm making sure I'm playing the right songs for y'all. So what have you guys been doing this week? We've had such a busy weekend. I had a friend of mine coming to town. I'm gonna give a shout out to Renelda Johnson. Hey, Jennifer Robinson, good to see you. So we had a busy weekend, just kind of hanging out, not just hanging out. So my girlfriend was in town for a meeting that we had on Friday, and she stayed over the weekend with us, and she had a spa day. I went to see my nieces in a dance recital, Heather's nieces in a dance recital, which was really good. That morning we went to a prayer breakfast in Griffin, Georgia, and with Melissa Clark, Dr. Melissa Clark, and I tell you, Minister Carol Jones showed out, and then my sister, Lilia Johnson, laid it down, just refocusing and getting re-energized, and what has happened to our excitement in women, and we kind of let things kind of go aside and or just become complacent. And so, but that was such a good message on a Saturday, and wake up is what she said. And so we did that Saturday, and then Sunday church, and then Full and I went to dinner with some friends. We have a full weekend. So what did you guys do this past weekend? We want to know, or at least I want to know. So you guys see it's me tonight by myself. No need to worry, because it's going to be good. Fuller is hanging out today with his son, Matt. And so we are going to continue on. I did not want to cancel. Look, is that Fuller over there commenting in the comment section as he's watching this broadcast? I can put you into this session tonight, Fuller. So don't try to come in here like you coming in incognito, because we know how to add you in. So anyway, you guys, look, it is 6 o'clock and we have got to get started. Why? Because Shardae and Emmett, or I always say it backwards, EJ, Emmett, and Shardae are here yet again tonight. This is part 3. And so I am not going to belabor this, because we got a hard stop at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, because I've got to go to orchestra practice. You guys haven't heard me talk about that in a while. Now we're getting ready for our spring concert. So we look forward to, hopefully, if you guys are interested in coming, come tonight. So look, I see my girl in the background, she making eyes and smiling, and her husband sitting all up close. So we got some closer than most. Maybe that's what I should have played. Closer than most, you. Okay. So anyway, you guys, let's get it started. There they are. Yay!
Good evening.
Okay, good evening. Look, as I'm reading comments and you guys are commenting on what you did this weekend, I got people saying that they had a massage. Speaking of which, I also went and had a facial. And then today, Fuller and I went and did a couples massage. I don't do a whole lot of massages, but I tell you guys, y'all must.
Yeah.
I like that. Get a massage. And it was so enjoyable and relaxing. Sometimes we run. We get so busy with life, we forget to take care of ourselves. And so that was really fun. Fuller had never had a massage before. The facial, however.
Wow.
I know. I was shocked. And so I had a facial.
You never had one ever?
That's what he said. Fuller, you comment. I want to tell you business and you ain't on here. I mean, that's what I heard you say. You had never had a massage other than okay, that's beside the point. But okay, so no, he said he had never gone and had a massage. So, but that's what we did today. And then we got people saying that they, let's see, we went to a bridal shower. Valerie Adams went to a bridal shower. So we had a busy weekend, but not too busy that we can't come back for our Monday love session with the Orrs. And so we're going to pick up from where we left off from the last time. So Shardae, you went out of town, right? So
I did.
Coming back on into the scene here. And so we talked about a lot the last time we met. We had 2 sessions before this one. And so, as I was thinking about what we were going to talk about tonight, I got a lot of questions always. Is there anything you guys can always put you on the spot? Is there anything that you thought about when we talked last that you said, man, I should have said that. I thought about that later and I didn't say it. Anything y'all thought about that you probably should have said and you forgot? Man, somebody really needed to probably hear this.
I can't think of anything. You got something?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking that because a lot of times in interviews you do have that, second thought after the fact, but like we've been trying to be as transparent as possible in our answers. So,
I'm looking forward to the question.
Yeah, nothing that we can think of. Yeah.
Okay, well let's get into it then. So welcome everyone. This is our GodFidence Monday GodFidence, and really it's a motivation Monday, kind of what I call it, because we get to talk about our business, and then we start bringing in guests to talk about marriage, love, being single, being married, how to stay married, the ups and downs, the good, the bad, the things we don't get to talk about from the pulpit, right? Because we try to say as much as we can, but every time we see people, at church or wherever you are out and about with your friends, sometimes we look like we're happy, and other times we may look like we ain't so happy. And so the inquiring minds want to know. So I've got a few things that I wrote down. So as I was finding some music tonight, I was thinking about how do you keep loving when it's hard to love, when you get frustrated?
I thought was that the question?
Yeah. You keep loving. Can I tell you guys this real quick? Fuller don't like me to tell our business. It's like Pastor Doll is always saying stuff from the pulpit. And I know Pastor Tapp is looking like, really? So, we had this little dispute this weekend. It was just a misunderstanding. My Mini Cooper, who you'll see Paige driving it sometimes, it had a antifreeze leak. Don't know where it came from. Just all of a sudden had an antifreeze leak. And so Paige was driving. She called me, said the car was smoking. I was like, oh my gosh. I said, get to Old National, go to Tropical, which is off the Old National. Fuller's going there to get dinner tonight anyway. Go there. That was great. That was God sent for me to ask her to go there, knowing that he was already going there and she was close enough. And then so he ended up going in advance of going to to Tropical, had gotten some more antifreeze because earlier that day he had filled up the antifreeze. He gets home, and so he's telling me about it, and I'm like, well, babe, there was antifreeze already in the cabinet in the garage. He was like, well, okay, I guess you don't need no man. You got all the supplies in the house. And so I had to apologize. But that got a little bit frustrating. That was probably one of our not big fights, not even a small fight. It was just misunderstanding because the way I said it. So how do you keep loving, you guys, when things get frustrating?
I'll start out by saying I feel like for us, one of the biggest ways is I think we know each other really, really well. Like I feel like in being friends for a while before we actually like got into a relationship and then eventually got married, is that we know each other really well. So I'm the type of person where when I get mad, I'm not gonna stay mad for long. So if he does something that frustrates me, I mean, the longest is like one business day where I'm upset. That's kind of me. And I think for him, he knows what to do when I'm upset to get over whatever it is if it's a minute thing. So if I'm mad, literally within an hour of him doing something or whatever, he'd be like, "You hungry?"
Oh.
And normally that would be the end of whatever it was. That'll kind of for me. Now for him, Emmett will stay mad for a month if he could.
Yeah.
So
really, Emmett?
God's still working on it.
So normally for him, I think getting back to love, even when it's frustrating or when something happens, it just depends on the person and knowing your partner, I think. And I feel like for me, knowing Emmett, I know like, okay, I did X, Y, and Z. He just needs to be reassured that X, Y, and Z isn't going to consistently happen and he needs time. Because it doesn't matter how much I apologize until Emmett sees like a pivot in whatever he was upset about, like a change in the behavior or time passes, there's nothing you can do. And I think that at this point, like in our marriage, it's kind of like I've accepted that. It's like, you know what? He's gonna be mad. So I'm gonna give him his time and he'll eventually not be mad. So.
Come on, Emmett, talk to us. Talk to the brothers because the brothers need to know that, yeah, they can be mad, but they gotta come back. But why you stay mad so long?
Yeah, Emmett, why you stay mad so long?
Yeah, why you stay mad so long?
My wife, she failed to say how it depends on the scenario.
Okay, yeah, true.
So the more severe something is, the longer I can stay mad. But I try not to stay mad very long. Yeah. I try not to get mad, period. So we had an incident during the holidays.
I knew you were about to tell this story.
And my wife we were hosting for Christmas Eve dinner, and we were making
I was making collard greens.
Collard greens.
Come on, Shardae. Okay, we gotta.
So she
we
was
have to pause after you answer this, Emmett. I got to hear this one.
Like, hey babe, I want to run to the store real quick to get some Christmas decorations. I was like, oh, okay, let's just go tomorrow. It's already late. Let's go first thing in the morning. She said, no, I really want to go now. And I said, okay, well, you go ahead, and then me and Zoe will stay here. And she said, well, I really want you to go with me. And I said, okay, so turn the collard greens off, and then we'll just turn it back on when we get back on. And she said, okay. And so she went upstairs, and I don't know what happened. Maybe she forgot to turn it off, or she thought she did.
No, I turned it off. Anyway, it was on low.
When we got back home, the entire house was smelling like gas.
What?
Yeah, we had to call the fire department. It was really bad.
We have a natural gas stove, and so gas was just pumping in the house.
Yeah, we had to like evacuate. Like 2 hours. It was crazy.
Yeah, for like 2 hours. So even when that happened, normally I only got mad because like I told you so. But I just kind of got quiet, and I was just thankful that, nobody got hurt. It could have been worse than what it was. So it just all depends on the situation. But I try to remember what Pastor always taught us, is that it's none of our business how our spouse treats us. It's our business how we treat our spouse. So even in those moments, I try to remember those things, and then I try to do my best to listen to the Holy Spirit, because he's always telling me what to do. But I'm like, I ain't trying to do all that right now.
You so say.
So.
Wow. So Shardae, you forgot to do what to the stove again?
So what happened was I turned it on low, like super, 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 super low, because we were just running out and coming right back.
Okay.
But it seems like the air kicked on and blew the pilot out, but the gas was still on.
Yeah.
So it was really bad.
It was all Shardae, because the air kick on all the time. It ain't never happened.
So but yeah, that's a good instance where he was upset and we got back to love,
How long did it take you back to love?
About an hour.
No.
Okay.
A few hours, but I feel like we end up coming back together. I know people always say like, oh, don't go to sleep mad or this type of thing. Like, people say that a lot, but I feel like even in that, when we go to sleep at night, I think we do have a conversation about what went well that day. And we do have moments where it's like, I just, as your friend, I didn't like how you did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And I feel like once we get it off our chests, it's much easier to move forward and move on from it after it's discussed. We're real big on not just letting things kind of fester or simmer. It's like addressing them head on. So if something's done that upsets us, it's not like, I'm going to tiptoe around it. It's very much like, you did this and I didn't like that. How can we fix that?
Right.
So
you're you resolve it pretty quickly as far as not being upset, Shardae, and Emmett keeps, it takes a little bit more time. And I think that's great to hear that, because even in our Christian or saved relationships, people just think you're supposed to just be walking around the house and just walking around, just chasing each other, playing cops and robbers and all that kind of stuff, and nothing ever comes up. And so, but that's good to know, because people need to know that it's okay to be upset and not try to hold it in. In my case, in Fuller this weekend, he realized what he said, which kind of struck me. It wasn't that I didn't need a man. It was just that I thought I was just saying that without saying it. Babe, go check the cabinet or the garage supplies, because we had that already. I don't want you to have to feel like you're going to get extra things. I didn't say any of that, right? I made the assumption, right? And so that's what we do. Huh?
Yeah. I said sometimes it's like you'll say something and your spouse doesn't hear what you said. They hear what they felt or perceived you to say. So.
And sometimes we say what we want them to hear, and we don't say what was supposed to be said.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what happened with me. And so I'm grateful that I have a spouse that apologizes even before. Fuller always says, "You're right, you're right, and you're right." Yes. How can I make it right? And I'm like, so when I went upstairs, he of course apologized, and then it brings me to want to, say I did something wrong. I apologize for that. So okay. So next question for you guys, because you did meet at church. I don't know. Because we got people that are single, and they're at church, and that'd be the great place to find a mate. How important was it for you guys finding someone that not only loves God, but that went to your church? Was that even important, that they had to go to your church, that that they were Christian, that they were what?
I mean, for me, it was important because I just want to make sure that we all want to accord with the same doctrine. One, being Christian is cool, and it's a requirement for me. But even if we are Christians and you go to a certain church and they're teaching, something totally opposite of what I'm learning and vice versa, it would cause a rift in our relationship because we have different beliefs.
Yeah. And you know what? It's already hard enough being married, being saved and married. We see many couples that probably you guys may know some couples. I know some people that are Christian, and they end up getting a divorce, even our saved relationship. So there has to be something not only that we're looking for as far as finding the right mate and in church, but I know that's important. Someone may say, why would that be important when we see the rate in Christian marriage is higher in divorce than anyone else? I don't have the answers to that.
Yeah.
So, Shardae, what are you thinking as far as, was that important for you? I know you mentioned that you were dating before someone when you moved to Georgia. And so was that person saved? Were they
they were saved, but they weren't fire baptized, filled with the Holy Ghost. That's what they say in the Baptist church. They were saved, and I guess that's a testament to what Emmett's saying. It's like sometimes people are saved, but the level of relationship is not always the same. And I think, I don't know if it was part 1 or part 2, we were talking about like getting up at 4 a.m. and praying in tongues. Like you want to be with someone who has like the knowledge or the wisdom or the spiritual maturity to not be freaked out by that. You know what I mean? Like you want to be with a person who accepts you in your fullness spiritually. And I think that having someone who, of course, does go to your church means that they understand the doctrine that you're getting. They understand kind of where you are spiritually, so to speak. So yeah, I think that was important for me to know that someone was going to church. And I don't think that initially it was like, oh, I need to find somebody that goes to my church. But definitely someone who knows the Lord, someone who has a relationship with God for sure.
Yeah. You know, Shardae, you have a podcast and it's really dedicated to women.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so we have a lot of our, I shouldn't say a lot. I'll say I did because I was looking for love in all the wrong places at one point in my life. And that was through dating through those dating sites, right? The app, the swipe left, the swipe right. And I had come to that. And a lot of Christians do that. You got Christian singles, you got Christian mingle, you have match, whatever they're called, match.com. I used a service called Lunch, you know, and that's because I was looking, right? And so for the women that start dating on those sites, do you ever get anyone that maybe asks questions about, you know, are those healthy? Should I be finding a mate on those sites? And what if I find somebody and they don't go to my church? Or, you know, it's a lot of things that you can find the wrong person, you can find the right person, you know, who knows? So what are your thoughts on the dating sites?
I never did the dating sites. And I feel like we had a candid conversation about dating sites a little while ago. We were like, I feel like we missed that phase of dating, like being on the app.
Good thing to miss.
Huh?
Yeah. We never did the dating.
We never
phases.
did the dating. Yeah.
I mean, I was more on like social media, like hopping into my DM or what have you, which is equivalent to a dating site.
Yeah.
Because you go to their page, see their interests, and learn about them. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it, you know, at all. You can meet, you know, your next spouse or friend or whatever.
I think it can be dangerous though. I think in today's day and age, you never know who's on the other side of the phone. You never know who you're going to meet up with. I have friends that do. Yeah, I have friends that have dating apps, and we share locations. And whenever they're going out, they're like, "Hey, I'm going out," so that you know, like, if they don't return, I know where they were the last time I saw them. So I feel like if a person is using dating apps, just be safe. Make sure that you have some type of accountable community that can look out for you, that knows when you're going out, and they know when you should be home. And if you don't return, you know, they can come looking for you.
Yeah. So. I think more people, not just ladies, but more people are using those sites to find love. You know, I even watch every now and then this show called Married at First Sight.
We love that show.
Yeah.
I know I just watched the last episode that was on, but I do love that. And people are looking for love, and they're using their profile. They're trying to get matched based on, you know, a lot of different things. But now this is this almost like by any means necessary to find love. And we want everybody, you guys, we want everybody to find love and find the right kind of love, find the right type of mate. And, you know, God lead you to the person, that person finds you, you know. So I'm gonna switch gears just a little bit because I meant to ask you that, guys, this the last time you were talking about, I think Shardae, you must have brought it up and I wrote it down and I forgot to ask. But when you guys decided to, of course, you got married, you had a house, Emmett has a house. Yeah. How did you decide whose house to move to?
That was easy. We were moving to my house because it was a centralized location, a 2-car garage, and is more prevalent to our friendship community. And like we love going out to eat and movies, and so it was like right there in the midst. Her house was a 1-car garage on the south side of town, away from everybody. I was like, nah, I can't do that.
What side of town do you live on? South side?
It was in Fairburn. My house, well, it still is. It's in Fairburn.
Okay.
Yeah, he was very adamant about like, you're just gonna move into my house. The interesting thing about it is I bought my house literally weeks, like probably 3 weeks before we got engaged. And everybody was like, well, why did you buy a house? And I was like, I didn't know. I didn't know we were about to get engaged.
Wow.
And literally the morning of my wedding, someone was preparing the house for someone else to move in. Like literally the morning of my wedding, they were calling me about picking up a washer dryer. And when we were on our honeymoon, there was literally a tenant moving into the house. So it was a whirlwind. It happened very, very quickly, which is interesting. But Yeah, he was like, he was like, none of your furniture is coming.
Yeah. Well, my house is already fully furnished.
It was so rude.
Yeah. But I get that. I get
it was
that.
already fully furnished. And then, the biggest thing for me was like, I like parking in the garage in the wintertime.
Yeah.
And she only had a single car garage. And I didn't want to be playing musical cars, trying to move stuff in and out. So
yeah. And I mean, it gave us the opportunity to bless somebody else because literally everything in the house we were able to give away. So there were 3 bedrooms. I think I had 2 bedroom sets.
Wow.
Kitchen stuff, table, couches, everything. We were able to literally sew into other people. So that was a blessing.
And but you didn't try to stop her before she purchased a house?
I did. I was like, why don't you just think about it? Why don't you just go, move in with this person for a little bit, went to the top of the year, got proposed in December. I think she closed in
November,
like October, early November.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, just stay with your friend for like 2 months.
I was like, what?
She's like, no, I gotta buy a house. I just gotta buy a house. I'm like, all right.
That's what our mamas told us. Is it
right?
Your own. Have your
own.
It
ended up working out, because we did turn into a rental property. So we're going on year 3, and so that's been a good, investment for us. So
yeah, and it could be an Airbnb as well at some point. So that's really good. Okay, so choosing a house. So are you guys thinking about moving at some point, such that Shardae, you can get maybe any furniture that you had previously take with you? Because we stay at my house right now, our house. Florida still has a house in Fayetteville that is full of furniture. I mean, to the brim.
Wow.
And couches. So now we're in the market, and we're going to start looking to build. So, but that means that we've got all of this stuff. So, what are you guys thinking about for your future?
I think we'll probably be here at least for another 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Then we'll say, we'll build our dream house, our next house, and put both of our creative juices together on selecting furniture and layout and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I think the good thing about it is like, I'm not really a design type of person, and I'm sorry, our dog is making all types of noise, so forgive her. But I'm not a designer by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm very eclectic. If I like a thing, I get a thing, and it may not match all the other things that I have. That's kind of, he's making that face. That's kind of how I operate. I like eclectic things that
I would never think that.
Yeah.
Don't match at all. And I'm opposite. I'm very like Restoration Hardware.
Neutrals, navy, black, cream. White. That's it.
Corporate. It's corporate.
Yes, very corporate. And I'm the complete opposite. So if given the opportunity, there would be all types of oranges and yellows and everything. And he's like, absolutely not. So, but I'm not that person where it's like, I have to have the design to look a certain kind of way, which is interesting, but yeah. So
good.
It worked out.
That's good. That's good. I mean, opposites attract, right? And so, but that's good. So I want to touch on our last conversation, and we've got 6 minutes left. We had talked about in part 2 finances, and you guys sat down and you have these conversations about finances, and sometimes they've been heated or they're lengthy in discussion. And so for someone that's gotten married or thinking about getting married, how would you suggest, and what did you guys do as far as putting together like a plan for your finances, coming together, separate bank accounts? I mean, you said you had pretty regular meetings?
Yeah, we still
to talk about that. So what would be your recommendation for, it doesn't matter, they don't have to even be new to being married. What should people be thinking about doing?
I think recommendation 1, and you can back me up on this, babe, is transparency. I think coming into our marriage, we came literally to a table and it was like, what do you have? What debt do you have? Let's talk about it. Let's look at it. Let's know that it exists if we're going to be together. So I think the first step is transparency. Can you be honest about where you are financially with your spouse, and trust that they'll still love you? I have friends who are attorneys and they are houses worth in debt. And it's like, but there's somebody who's okay with that. One of the things that me and my husband talked about early on was, okay, when we get together, what is the plan for whatever debt you have? The great thing about my husband is he literally came into marriage outside of his home without any debt. And he was very big on like, I want a debt-free household. Right. And so the question was like, okay, let's go ahead and look at what you have. And I mean, since we've been married, you know, my student loans are completely paid off. Good. Credit cards are completely paid off. But it was because I had a spouse who was intentional about saying, let's look at the debt and let's make a plan to attack it and make sure it's taken care of. Okay. And it's really worked in our favor. I know we talked on part 1 or 2 about how I have polycystic kidney disease, which comes with medical bills. So the plan that we had in that first year of marriage, we set it up and didn't even realize how important it would be to be in a specific financial place for things that were to come. So I say transparency is number 1. And number 2, just make sure y'all are headed in the right direction. So if both of you guys are like, hey, we want to live this type of lifestyle, then create a plan to get towards that type of lifestyle.
Right. Okay. Well, Emmett, you got any additions to that?
I would just say, like, for newlywed couples, like I said before, just don't be in a rush to do everything the first day. You don't have to combine your bank accounts the first day. You don't have to add somebody to your credit card the first day. You know, take your time and do things together at a pace that works best for you guys. Because oftentimes you get advice from a lot of people and a lot of different voices, and they're saying contradicting things, but you got to do what's best for your household. And like I said, we're on year 3 and we're just now starting to get that together. But it's worked for us. And you know, I think my wife would be I think her cars are only last thing for the most part. And then we'll be done with that, and then we'll start doing on to next phase.
Okay, well, that is good. So what? Okay, so when we first started the conversation, you guys talked about finding a place or living in a home where you were close to the things that you guys enjoyed doing. So you're foodies, right? Yes. I remember when you guys first got married, Fuller mentioned, Emmett told me, or EJ told me about this place in Pond City Market. It's a vegan place. And so I got some questions for you real quick. We got like 2 minutes left. I'm going to give you the statement and you have to just answer it. I don't care who answers it. So best place to eat in Atlanta.
He's going to say Chick-fil-A.
No. I would say Chops.
Chops Lobster Bar.
Yeah, Chops Lobster Bar.
We went to Ocean Air last night. Excellent.
Nice.
But I do like Chops, but Ocean Air, you should, if you haven't been there.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Okay.
You been to the Optimist?
Yes, I love the Optimist.
I haven't.
I love oysters, so I would go anywhere where there are oysters present.
Okay. Best place to vacation?
Ooh.
That we've been to? We don't know. Well, we're going to St. Lucia next week, so I think that's probably going to be
the best one.
The best one.
Yeah. So we'll say St. Lucia.
Yeah, but we've been, like, for us, I think our honeymoon, our best was Tulum, Mexico.
And it was really during a time when all that was open was Mexico.
Right.
But it was an amazing trip.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Let's see. Best burger spot. Y'all are foodies now.
Yeah. Where is that place?
And it doesn't matter where, because we got people not just in Georgia.
It's gonna sound weird, but for me, the best burger I had was at a seafood restaurant called Beetle Cat.
I was about to say Beetle Cat.
So Beetle Cat.
Is that in Georgia?
Yes,
it's in Inman Park.
Yeah, Virginia Highlands area.
Okay.
They're known for like their seafood, but their burger is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's called what again?
Beetle Cat.
Beetle Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Best place to go on the weekends.
Silver Spot.
Silver Spot is a theater by the Battery.
Okay.
You know, just dinner and a movie. Nice plush seats. Safe environment. So
good menu.
Yeah, good menu.
Okay. So what is the best thing that you guys enjoy doing other than eating?
Laying in bed watching TV.
Sex. Okay. See, I knew you was going. All right. Sorry, our studio audience, those who may be listening, like my son Austin is.
Hey, we married, you know. So, yeah.
We are married. We like watching shows together.
Yeah.
like series, like if you give us a really good series, we will watch the entire thing.
We watch Married at First Sight every Wednesday.
Yes. So it's every Wednesday. See, I didn't even know what day it came out. I just go back and look. So Fuller and I are watching Godfather of Harlem.
Yes. Yeah, I watched that. She don't like stuff like that.
Look, and then we also watched a show on Netflix called Jasmine's Blues.
Yeah, we saw that. That's Tyler Perry movie.
Very, very good. Tyler Perry, best movie Tyler Perry's done, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too.
I agree.
Yeah. Let's see. Your favorite car. Then we gotta go.
I don't know nothing about cars. I'm gonna deviate to my husband.
Like a dream car?
Totally your dream car.
Dream car. Oh, maybe luxury wise, maybe a Rolls Royce.
Okay.
Sport wise, probably a Lamborghini.
Okay. Let's see. Last best event you've ever been to.
Oh, the BMW experience. I took him on a date. To an event that I got invited to. And he didn't want to go because I used to always go to like entertainment work event things. And we get there and it's like a BMW experience. So it's like they had all of these like rare cars and they had like DJ and food and beverage, all that stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, you have to meet my friend's dad. And he's like, okay, I guess, whatever. So we're like walking up and my friend comes out, the one who invited me to the event or experience. And who was her dad?
Dr. J.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Look at there.
It was so fun. It was a great party. Great experience.
So good. You got any more suggestions on best places to go eat in Georgia?
I was gonna say one for experience is Putt Shack in terms of like date night experiences. Putt Shack is really good. It's like mini golf, but they have like food and they have drinks and stuff like that. You can get like a really good mocktail there. We love CNS Oyster Bar.
We do too.
We frequent there often.
Yep.
So that's a good one. And I think that's
Little Alley Steak.
Okay.
It's this place called Tupelo Honey in Sandy Springs.
Tupelo Honey for brunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
She loves bar taco.
I do. I'll eat bar taco every day if I can.
Bar taco. Now I'm from Texas, so don't play Shardae.
What?
Bar taco.
Tacos are good.
Yeah.
They're like real live, authentic tacos.
Okay. So I got a homework assignment for you guys. Please.
Okay. Let me write it down.
Okay, look. So hey Teresa, hey Kirk Arnold, hey D Wyatt, Glover, all the folks that have joined. Look, you guys, time is up. But Shardae and Emmett in the comment section or section, they're going to go back to the site on Fuller's page and post the best spots to go eat. So if you're looking for, as a couple or as a single person, you're looking for a place to go in Atlanta to eat, our foodies and experts have given us some great tips. So you guys post. Hey, Corey, what's going on? But Corey, Emmett and Shardae, please tell us where to go. Let our people have a good spot to go. And I love also St. James Live over here where I live at. Around the corner, it's a jazz spot. And they serve lamb chops. They serve all the types of small plates. But the jazz and the music entertainment's outstanding. Jonathan Butler was our last group person that we saw there. So very, very good. So, and that's not far from your house, Shardae. Yes. So look, you guys, thank you for joining part 3 of the
Orr. For having us.
You're welcome. And we're so glad that you guys have shared your story with us. And we love you guys. And what a blessing you've been to us. And we've got people now posting. You guys post your favorite eateries. You too. I know Shardae and Emmett got
STK is good as well. I agree.
Yes. So you guys, we were across the street from STK last night with Ocean Air. So you guys post also the best spots where you live. Hey, you guys, thank you for joining. Thank you, Orr. We'll see you next time. We love you.
Thank you for having us.
Dance it out, Shardae. And then. All right. See you guys later. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.